How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. It has been quite the off season for these Cincinnati Bengals. I tell you what, I'm a little bit biased, but I don't think there's a team in the NFL that's going to stop this Bengals offense this year if they got an offensive line that's going to protect Joe Burrow like we think it will after these offseason moves. That being said, free agency's all but complete. Maybe the Bengals pick up a couple more players. We'll see. That could affect who they go after in the draft, but it's about time we talk a little NFL draft. A little over a month away. Bengals have a huge free agency. Bengals just exiting the Super Bowl the year prior. What can they do with the 31st overall pick in the first round of the NFL draft to help complement and help improve this NFL football team that just, again, exited a Super Bowl appearance that nobody expected to happen? I think in general, you look defense. There's obviously cornerback. There's obviously a lot of attention thrown Eli Apple's way. A lot of that is brought upon himself because he is a big trash talker. I tell you what, that's not uncommon in the league. You know, this is a team that understood the mindset of Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. Cornerbacks like the trash talk. They like to get in the head of the opposing team receivers. It's part of the game. The question is, though, can his game hold up? And I think the Bengals, you got to look still, even though he had a solid year, I think you still have to look for that solid number two. It's very tricky because if you go after a cornerback in the first round, I think you have to get him as a plug-and-play corner, though. He can't be a guy you let bench. I know it bothered me when they did it with Kirkpatrick, Jackson, whatever. Guys like that, they drafted in the first round. Denard drafted in the first round. They didn't even play him. They didn't even start him. They had these backup roles for a couple years. It's hard for him to develop. And in this case, if you don't start him at CB, if you don't feel strong enough about him, he's your fourth string because you're going to have Hilton in the slot. He's your three-man, Apple too. So he's not going to see enough playing time. So, hey, you got an elite CB out there, you see fall to you, sure, go on after him. But, again, I want to see him play. You go past CB, I mean, you can never go wrong with guys in the trenches, of course. Always an option as far as that defensive line is concerned. They have a great front four. But again, what makes a good defensive line in the NFL, it's not just the front four, but it's when you have the ability to swap those four out for another four, keep them fresh throughout the game. It keeps your pass rush awake, keeps them alive, keeps them deadly to opposing teams' offensive lines. Sure, going after it. I like the idea. I've seen this one thrown across a couple times. How about a little bit of safety action? You got Von Bell coming on, one more year left, getting a little older. And you got Jesse Bates, franchise tagged. You got a lot of question marks at safety. I don't think the Bengals keep both of these guys. Maybe they do. I'd like to think they're going to lock down Jesse Bates, which is a lot of money. And when you play that game, I think you start to think about your capital allocation, where you're spending the money on this team. And if you're going to go heavy on one safety, it'd be really ideal if you could get another one in the draft that you could, again, play for 3 years, play for 4 years without having to worry about paying that high dollar amount. Personally, I find that a smart way to spread out the cap and try to stay under the cap to spend another position. So, sure, safety's out there, go after it. Overall, though, I think if you're the Bengals, you just go best available. Again, there's other question marks, but I think best available is a great option. Best available within a range of options, obviously. You're going to take the best available wide receiver. I don't think that's a smart decision, but you're going to take the best available defensive player, I think, here. Again, it fell to, remember when they had T. Higgins? Absolute stud. How that guy fell in the second round. I'll tell you what, day two, if it wasn't day two and it was first round of the draft, I'd say, no. You don't need a wide receiver. Go somewhere else. Not that badly when the offensive line struggled, but it ended up being where a guy like T. Higgins fell. It was like, you can't pass up on this guy. You take him. And hopefully you see another guy fall again. Obviously not the second round, but it's pretty much the second round. A couple picks short of it. Depends how you look at it. You see another guy like that fall again this year, you got to go after it. It's our thoughts. Love to hear your guys'. I tell you what, though, a lot to look forward to. Sure does feel different than these last couple of drafts doesn't it? Coming out of a Super Bowl. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.